Hi everyone, Tracy here. Can you hear me everyone? I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've done this, you know. Whoever said I was professional? I've got to find my chat. Hang on a sec. I always stick it over my shoulder, that way I don't lose my end. I don't know, ask that one. Where do I go? I wonder if I could do it on there. Let's have a look. Never know. What is this? Oh, heck, don't do that. No. I don't want to do any of those things. I'll be with you in a sec. I'll stop playing with this. I don't think it's going to work. No. I can't get that to do what I want, so it was a freebie. What can you say? Oh, I just got a message from my son. That's it. I'll find the chat the good old-fashioned way. So where are we? I should have done this before, shouldn't I? Make sure. No, I'm not. Shut up. I always get that one. I always get that ad. I know it's because I live here, but still. Here we go. Marcus, Paula, Marcus, Alyssa, Janet, and Kerry. Hi, Karen and Claptrap. Hello, hello. How are you all? I'm going to be doing some swatches. I can't make this lower. It's stuck where it is, so I'm stuck with what it's showing you, basically. So yeah, until I get a new one, we are kind of just stuck with the view that I have. But I'm doing some swatches for these yarns. That's going to be the next one I swatch up. I've got a feeling I'm not using the right hook. Thought it felt a little bit tight and congested. So how are you all? Don't forget the thummies, for those of you who haven't already thummied. To thummy is a verb. Thummied, thummies, to thummy. You know what I mean? So, have you all settled in, Claptrap? You're back to normal? I didn't count my chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That'll do me. That'll do. So let's just, oh, I've lost the chat. Hang on. It's Level Up Day. Level Up Day. Hi, Jan. You're crocheting in black. Ooh, heavens. A swatch on all the multicolored yarns I sell. That'll take me a while. But these are the King Cole Quartz ones. I've done something with the mauve, and I'm doing the blue now so that I can do a video on it at some point. So, what are you making in black, Jan? Something Halloweeny or just something that you're doing anyway? So I'm just going to do the first row in, well, I'm going to do a variety of stitches with different ones and see how they work up. But I figured I've got to do this bit of it. Hang on, I need to pull yarn out and it was pulling, so it kind of put me off. But yeah, I figured I've got to do this, so I might as well do it on camera. Kill two birds with one stone, because I didn't get to do my chat this morning. And so I didn't pop on and say hello. I showed my crafty Temu orders instead, did them the other way around. But I thought instead of doing a chat video, I'd get on and do a live stream. I'm not doing very well, I have to say, with this. I think it is because I cannot see what I'm doing too easily. I could really benefit from a neck light, but It's a bit blindy for you guys, a bit blindy. Is blindy a word? Is now. I've just filmed a couple of open with me's. They're not coming up today. Oh, what's happening? Tammy! Hi! And Kerry's been a member for 26 months. Wow. Well done. Thank you very much, Kerry. Yeah. Happy birthday, Kerry. Is that what you mean by leveling up? You're leveling up. I like it. I level down now. I'm not going up anymore. Definitely not going to level up anymore. So did Jan say what she was making? No, not yet. So yeah, this is lovely yarn, I have to say. I need a quick drink of my tea. I mustn't let it go cold. You know, I have a tendency to chat away and my tea goes cold, but I really needed that one. The reason I didn't do a chat this morning was because Gary's at work and I had a message from him saying, do you want to meet up for breakfast? So you can't really refuse an invitation like that, can you? A jacket, but it's open work. Oh, okay. Okie doke. Well, this is nice. I actually like this yarn. I've not used it before, so I thought I would give it a little go. I must remember to take the ones that I've took away to swatch up out of stock, or I'll be in trouble. I will be in trouble. Thinking I've got stock that I don't have. Wow. It is, I have to say, it could be the hook. I find this a little splitty at the moment. Could just be that it's the first row, you know, the foundation trying to get off of the chain. So I'm not in the best of, in a swing sort of thing. I didn't find it did it on the Movi one that I was doing. So perhaps it is that. Perhaps it's purely going through these. But it's good to know anyway, I think. It's good to know how you have to tackle it. And of course, I don't have that many big hooks. So we're kind of at the mercy of whatever hook I have. I don't know. Anybody recognise this? It's not a tulip, I do know that. So that one didn't work out, that stitch. It looks like a tulip. I've got a feeling it's a knit pro because they do look, the larger knit pros have a look of tulip etimos, but they're not. They kind of just look that way. I think that's singing happy birthday there, Tammy. I can hear a little dog yapping outside. Really constant yap, yap, yap. I don't know, maybe somebody's walking their dog. We get a lot of dog walkers going that. We used to get them a lot going by because we used to take them on the road, like round the block before it fell in the sea. But you can still take them round the block. Just a little bit, you can't walk along the sea front anymore sort of thing. You have to go behind the houses. But when we had those lorries going backwards and forwards all the time, we kind of stopped getting the dog walkers because of it. If it wasn't really, really dusty and horrible and dry, it was muddy because of them. But I heard something the other day. I was told that they were banned for 6 months. Somebody had took out kind of an injunction and banned them for 6 months. So I don't know if they're going to be back. But now they've gone and life has returned to peace, tranquility and everything else. I have to say, I don't want them back. I used to be a bit, sit on the fence about it. But now I'm reminded just how nice life is without them. Don't really want them back. That's funny as our dog Rosie was barking when you said that. Maybe is she very loud? Maybe I should sit a bit nearer. There we go. I'll probably just put the chair down on the yarn. We'll see. Okay, so this is a better kind of idea as to whether it's going to. It's probably the hook. It catches it as I go through. It's very annoying. It is the hook, but I don't have another one. Maybe it's because I'm doing a half treble, and it's not doing it too well. I didn't have this problem yesterday. I'm not having it now. How bizarre. Perhaps I was too tight. Maybe. I do have a tendency to be not tight, but I wouldn't say I was a loose crocheter. Very rarely do I ever kind of crochet loosely. I always think my tension's kind of even. She is very loud. She'd have to be very loud, wouldn't she, with like the biggest megaphone in the world to reach me. So yeah, what have you all been up to apart from Jan crocheting in black, of course? What have you all been doing? Yeah, so we went for breakfast. It was nice. We went in a cafe we've never been before, and it was very, very clean. Really, really nice, and the food was really nice. So it kind of, you know, they have put their prices up, all the cafes. Now, I can remember when Gary and I used to go out for breakfast, it would cost about £10 and sometimes 11, depending. Now that costs that each. Since everything's gone sky high. So yeah, it was £18 for the two of us. We get a free cup of tea. I say free. I think you're paying for it, don't you? But it was a nice change rather than doing it yourself. But yeah, as I say, it was a really nice cafe. So we'll definitely go there again. Not too often though, because you know their sausages are full, absolutely full of breadcrumbs and that sort of thing. You know, they're not the sausages you normally eat, which I always get Cumberland or Lincolnshire or something. Oh, that's a big one. Water leaks in every room and no idea when they can get fixed. The leaks cause power cuts several times a day. Your fridge is broken down and the rubbish bins of indicators have disintegrated. And the rubber bits of indicators have disintegrated. Oh no. Well, that sounds like you've got your work cut out for you. Definitely. Well, I'll tell you what, Gary's going to be happy because after breakfast, we went and ordered him some DIY materials. So he is going to be in his element, bashing, banging, screwing and nailing and sawing. You know, he's actually working on the conservatory walls now because the conservatory is an old-fashioned type of conservatory, not one of those luxury rooms where, just put the fan on, where you sit and look at your lovely garden. Not one of those. It's a passageway that goes all the way down the length of the house, and then when you get to the end, you've got like a utility room. The sort of conservatory where if you were a countryside-y person, you might hang birds that you've shot. You know, that kind of conservatory. But we just got a washing machine and a freezer in there. And then next to it is Gary's tool room. At least the outside. But it used to be the outside of the house. So what they did was they built on the side and at the back. And it made this long conservatory passage leading to the end, the back end conservatory. And it's got like that perspex roof, so it is like a conservatory, but you just don't sit and enjoy the garden in it. And it's really not that wide. I suppose it would be if you took all the stuff out. But because it was the side of the house, it's made out of kind of tongue and groove timber. And over the years, that's warped and critters live in the cracks. So I said to Gary, I don't like this. I like it to be flat. If we board it all and then put coving up and skirting at the bottom, it'd be completely flat and sealed, and then we can put some shelves up. I'm not saying we'll never get a spider in there, but they won't be living in it. You know, they won't be kind of like making a little home in all the crevices, which, you know, I just don't like that. So that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. Hi, blue-eyed lady Jill. So how are you? And if anyone else has come in and haven't seen you while I've been yammering away, I do apologise. Just got to finish this tea before I carry on. I'm mega thirsty today. It's really a dry day and very warm. Unfortunately, I mean, I've got to start wearing full shoes. I've got an awful lot of problems with my feet at the moment. And I was reading up on it. And some of the causes can be athlete's foot. So I've started to notice I've got itchy feet. So Gary's got this awful stuff. Really smells and it takes my breath away and chokes me. And he said, oh, use that. I was like, oh. So I put masks on and I put it on my feet and then I put my socks on, washed my hands so I had no residue of it. But I tell you what, my feet feel really lovely. Whereas I normally get hot feet and I don't like it, they just feel powdered, you know, kind of pampered and nice. So I can see why he likes it. Because I hate this, you know, when he uses it, I always go, oh, how can you use that stuff? But now I can see how he uses that stuff. It's actually quite nice. So I'm hoping that it gets rid of the problem. I'm really, really, really hoping it does. Because I don't know why I've got such problems with my feet. I never get them. So, got to get ready for your live, sweet. Okay, well, you have a lovely birthday and hope you got some nice prezzies and stuffs. I've just been trialing the Clover crochet hooks, as you know, and I really wish they had bigger sizes. You know, they kind of finish at a 6 sometimes, and I think they finish at 6. Yeah, this was the biggest one. I'm not going to see that size, am I? Anyone know what the brown one is? But that's the biggest that they came in, and I just feel like, especially Americans, love big yarn, don't they? They kind of love they like to start at a 4 weight, and they have like 5 and bulky 5, and then they have like super duper 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 bulky. But why do they not, these hook sets, not really go up to those sizes? I don't understand it. It would be so good, and I wouldn't have to use this blessed hook. It's not, I think it's the hook, you know, that I'm having trouble with. Cheers, chaps. Chapesses. Nearly gone. Nearly done. Still got my cup. So what did you get for your birthday? If you've gone, I'd understand. But 10 milli, 10. No, about 6, I reckon. They're not that fat, sadly. Right, that's gone. If I get thirsty again, it's this stuff. Pink lemonade, really nice. I can recommend that. Drop the crochet. Now I've undone a bit. Honestly, whoever said I was professional? Where are we? Suzanne, hello, welcome. Don't forget the thumbie, guys. Oxygen delivery. Okay. Well, you know, if you can, come back. If not, mwah, thank you for coming in. So yeah, I'm going to, oh, I only undone the chain. That's good. I didn't really undo any. So I think I might play a little bit with the stitching now. No, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do a couple more rows. It's only a swatch after all. Got to try and get a good good portion in that stitch to show it, I think. I just have to be careful with this hook. I need to get some decent bigger hooks, but I'm really fussy with hooks, and it's not that many that you see. I don't really want to go to plastic, do you know what I mean? A lot of the large hooks are plastic for some reason. Don't understand. They're not that heavy, you know, not like you've got to take up weight training, is it, just to lift up a little hook. I do keep catching that yarn. It's not good. You have hooks up to 25mm, but they don't all have ergonomic handles. I think if they're that fat, Jen, they don't really need them. You know, it's only that when I first started using ergonomic handles, and I tried to go back to a normal, like ordinary hook, I found it really difficult with the thin ones, and I had to get some of those fake kind of handles from Susan Bates, those rubbery ones, just to put on there to use them. But the fatter the hook, the, you know, it's quite a size anyway. You don't really need to have that. It's only for the little flimsy ones. Because once I started to use the ergonomics, I found that using the thin ones was cramping up my fingers, where I wasn't used to holding it like that anymore. I think if I'd never started, I wouldn't have noticed it, you know, it wouldn't have happened. But because I did a crochet hook review and started using one of them at the time, and that was it then. I was kind of sold on them. Difficult to go back. But somebody, funnily enough, I had some Happy Mail, 2 lots on the same day, and when I opened the packages, they'd both sent me the same Susan Bates hook set. Isn't that weird? But not like days apart. I had two Happy Mails in a day, and both people sent me the same hook set. Crazy. But so yeah, I used those, but because they were just the metal hooks, even though they were Susan Bates, they weren't the silver loom ones, it was the metal ones. For the very fine ones, I just bought a pack of kind of rubber grips, and you slip your hook in, and then you can, you know, take it out when you're done and put in another one. And I got an okay with that. Hi Lawley, welcome. Maritza, hello. Did I say hello, Karen? Gave you rosewood hooks for your anniversary and they feel wonderful. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. You like the bamboo ones? I did try. I think one of the times that I did a crochet hook review, I did the Knit Pro Symphonies, that's it. But I found they split a lot of yarn for me. It might be the way I hold them, I don't know, but for me they did split quite a bit, and so I had to I gave them away in a giveaway in the end, because I knew I'd never use them, so I just thought I might as well give them away. So that's what I did. I do sell them, funnily enough, in my shop. I have sold a few packs because they are beautiful, really are lovely to look at. But for me, and when I did the review, the little tiny one, it was I was frightened of breaking it, because it was just like this little tiny, looked like a toothpick. I thought, I'll break this thing the way I hold my hook. Some 2mm and under have so small a bump, and some have none. You find it difficult to hold. The Susan Bates rubber, it does help. Yeah, I've still got my 2 rubber grips. I'll keep them in one of my yarn, my crochet hook cases. But funnily enough, even though I have crochet hook cases, I'm always losing hooks. It's like the Clover set. I still can't find the 5.5 that I was using in the beginning. It's just disappeared. It really has. I'm into the black hole of Hookland. That's where it's gone, because I think, you know, where do they go to? I know I looked for all my current whips, which is the only place that I could have left it, and they're not there. It's not there at all. The black hole of Hookland. Stolen. Maybe it's Captain Hook, perhaps. Perhaps he's got a thing from the Hook Fairy. Comes and steals them. You like bamboo, but not all the bamboo hooks. Bought some of those bendy long foam rollers and took the wires out of the middle, and they make great handled finer hooks. How fat are you? Oh, I know what you mean. Oh, right. It saves buying them, isn't it? The Susan Bates ones that I got, they just had one that you could put thin hooks in, and one that was slightly bigger hole, so you can put the bigger hooks in. You just slide them out. But yeah, it's a cool idea. See, now Jan, you could have made a video, you know, like tips on how to make ergonomic handles. ergonomic hooks for next to nothing. I'm still thinking of that video you sent me earlier of that girl modelling. Some people do, like, you know, they make their stuff and they model it so kind of well, and do all the twirls, and I was trying to persuade Jan to do it. Will that be fun? Well, I've got that far. I do like this yarn though. It's actually quite nice, quite snazzy yarn. Ooh, let's see, where are we? Notice in the back of my Karen Colorama Halo, I cannot believe we have it here in Canada, cake form. Yeah, it is going to cake form. Mikey did explain this, because although at first people thought, oh, this is weird, and a lot of people got to like it, initially a lot of people complained, so they decided to do away with the halos and go back to cake because people complained. But once people complained and got it changed, now a lot of people like the halos because they got used to them. If you shook your booty, the ground would shake. Read your comment above. Okay, where are we? You wrap mine with self-adhesive bandaging stuff like they use on your arm when you give blood. Oh yeah, that's cool. Be like a hook mummy. Yeah, that'd be a cool idea. See, that's saving money as well, rather than having to buy them. But I do have a lot of those aluminium hooks somewhere. I've got a whole big bag of them. You know, the ones when they first came out, all those super duper coloured ones. I like my hook super slippy, I have to say. But if the actual hook is too, how can I put it? Too smooth, like the end, this bit. If it's too smooth, then it drops off for me and I lose my stitch a lot, which does annoy me. Too slippy and not enough hook to keep hold of it. That's annoying. But this one, I think, is too bulbous and it's grabbing extra yarn that it shouldn't be grabbing from what I'm pulling it through. So I wouldn't recommend this hook to anyone. Just need to invest, I think, in some bigger ones. Next time I put in an order at one of the places that do crochet hooks, I'm going to have a really good look to see what they've got, because, you know, these are doing my head in slightly. Also use knee high for large skeins so they won't collapse or floppy. I know what you mean, Jan. I don't know. I think it would be a whole new thing. I think you should do it. You should do that video as an answer to these young whippersnappers who show their crocheting that way. Just say, you know, if you that'd be fun. Oh my. Oh, I'm going. Do you know, I'm doing it quite well without. No, spoke too soon. Just got a bit extra there. I'm not liking this hook at all. You think I'd have more than my fair share of hooks, wouldn't you? But they're all the same sizes from all these different companies. None of them do a set that goes up to the large hooks. I think, you know, they need education into what we need, these people. You know, rather than giving us what they think we want, they should canvass us to find out what it is we actually need. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? That would be cool. So what have you all been up to? Anything interesting? Nothing much interesting going on around here. We've been watching Z Nation, and I can remember some time ago my son Michael likes zombie stuff. The other son, Paul, hates it. Don't like anything horror-ish or zombified. But you know, Mike was the kind of one who liked things like The Walking Dead and got me into those things. And he said, oh, whatever you do, don't watch Z Nation. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And, you know, just don't even bother with it. This is what I don't like to see when you get like a little knottage like that. Not cool. Because if I was making a proper thing, I would have to like do that right, you know, undo it and not undo it, but you know what I mean. Make I'm going to change stitch now, see if that makes a difference. I would have to sort that out, but as it's only a swatch, I'm not going to bother. Probably undo it. So yeah, so don't ever watch that. It's the most awful thing you've ever seen in your life. It's really poorly acted. It's rubbish. So Gary and I started watching it and we're really into it. Kind of like it. It is a bit naff, but that's kind of its charm, if you know what I mean. We're into it anyway. You're working on a mosaic afghan for Crystal? For her or by her? What annoys you about those coloured metal hooks is that the same size comes in different colours and you can't identify them by colour. Always have to look for the number to make sure. I think it's because there's so many different makes. Knots mess up the colour changes. They do. They do indeed. So does changing another skein though sometimes, doesn't it? It's sort of, you might get into, you know, this planned pooling stuff. I like to know when you change a ball, how you make sure you've got exactly the same part and the same amount in the skein. Because sometimes the colour changes are way more random than others, you know. But it's better with the larger stitch, I have to say. It seems to be going through the 3 that's causing me the grief with this particular hook. Yeah, I'm not keen on that knot. But, you know, you get them in the most expensive yarns and you get them in the cheap yarns, so it's just one of those things, isn't it? I'm getting quite a bit of white coming in. See what I mean? Like, if I was doing any kind of thing where I thought I might plan pull, it took from there to there to get some white, but now I'm from there to there. So it wouldn't work, would it? Have to be a specific yarn, maybe. Hi, Nana Mama Cat. Good to see you. Oh, for her from a kit. Okay. Also doing one for her next auction. That's cool. You did 2 for her last one. Oh, wow. Some skeins are wound backwards from the previous skein, so you don't need to watch to use inside or outside first of all. Yeah, I get what you mean there. It is weird, isn't it? And some, I don't know, sometimes when I look at yarn and when I'm going to do sort of show yarn, I'll bring 2 balls in because sometimes it looks completely different with the skein, doesn't it? Because it's in a different part of the actual colour pooling. It's in a different part of it, and it can look like a totally different yarn, even though it isn't. It's just a different part of the wind, if you like. I'm not doing very well with this. I need new hook. I'm going to make it my mission to find me some big, decent hooks. Maybe I will do a bit of a survey, buy some, and do another hook review on big hooks. Big hooks is what we need. I can't even get my... That's it. Because where it had gone a bit iffy, this is what happens. Look, see, I get that extra little bit left behind. It's the hook. Really bugs me. Didn't happen yesterday though, funnily enough. Maybe it's something to do with the way I sit in. I don't know. Whatever it is, I'm not liking it at all. Gary's brother is down the weekend. Lots happening actually this week. I've got a flu jab, a charity football match to go to, and Gary's brother's down, and they want to go out for a meal, which is going to be a bit awkward because, you know, we're doing low carb, so they wanted to go for a Chinese, which obviously does not fit in at all. But to his credit, Gary has just said, oh, I can't, I'm on a diet, rather than, can we have a cheat? He hasn't sort of done that, which I thought he would. I thought he'd say, oh, let's just have a day off. But he hasn't done that. He's been really good. So yeah, I like the yarn, I have to say. But I'd need to know by using a different hook if it does the same thing. Maybe I will switch. This is only a little bit smaller. I'll switch to this one and see what's what. I'll try and make sure I'm looser. Straight away, no snagging. No snagging at all. It's definitely the hook. That is crazy. I noticed the different feel straight away. That is mental, isn't it? It just goes to show how a hook can, I didn't do that properly, how a hook can really enhance your crochet or completely destroy it, you know what I mean? Your experience sort of thing. Mary Maxim kits. She wants one tree, one with the deer and log cabins on it. You did the green tree last time and a rainbow one. Oh, that's nice. I've not seen any of the Mary Maxim kits, so I don't tend to see that sort of kit over here. The only kits that we've got, and I do have one in my shop, only one, but they're only for this side of the pond to buy. Most things are for everyone to buy. When it comes to things like the Poundland yarns and stuff like that, they're for everyone but this country to buy. But when it comes to things like that, they're so bulky, and it's that big reindeer Nitty Critters one. They're so bulky. I didn't really want to send them abroad because the package would be much too big, especially if that person ordered yarns and stuff like that as well. But one thing I am going to be doing are these Christmas Santa sacks, and I've got two sizes. I've got that one and a larger one. And what you can do is you can make a secret Santa up for somebody, or you could say if your husband came on or whatever, he could buy yarn for you. You can either buy them pre-filled, or you're going to be able to get the bag and then buy what you want to put in it. And I'm going to do, on the description it will tell you exactly how many skeins you can get in, but with both of them you can get a couple of accessories as well if you want in there. They'll fit nicely. So they're going to be either pre-filled or fill yourself, and you can either do them as a secret Santa and have them sent to whoever you want, or you can have them just sent to you, and as well as other yarn, and then you can give them to the person if you're going to see them. So I figured that would be quite a cool little thing. Now the small one takes about 8 50-gram balls, or about 5 100 grams, but the larger one, that will take, I think it's about 8 or 9 big balls, and I haven't tried it with the small, but they hold a fair bit really. Nice little stocking filler, and they come in a little kind of Santa sack, which is cute. So yeah, I'm going to be doing those. I haven't put them up yet, but I will do soon, and I've got quite a lot of them, so they'll last me a few years, you know. Another thing I'm doing recently, is another new thing for me, is I'm advertising, and I'm going to be in Let's Knit Together, which is an online kind of magazine, and they've got a circulation of around 80 million, is it? No, I don't know how many people they've got that circulate them really, but I'm going to be advertising in there, so that'll be quite a new thing for me. So looking forward to that. And also I've been doing quite a few little training courses lately, and the job centre put me onto them, and they're run by a local housing association, and they're all for new business startups and stuff like that. So they've been pretty interesting, and you know, give you ideas. You do wish that more US patterns used a number 3 weight yarn. You struggle trying to use a DK and having to alter all of the stitches and rows. Well, I mean, some people, I've tried making, say for instance, I'll go and I think that's a nice hat, and I'll make it, and I'll make it with an Aran weight like they've suggested, and it just drowns my head. I don't know why, but it just be way too big or way too big for whoever I've made it. So I just find that by dropping some things down to a DK makes it the right size anyway. So you know, it doesn't always. It's not always a struggle, but yeah, I know what you mean. Um, their go-to yarn is a 4-weight Aran. It's it's weird, really, isn't it? Because I always think of America as warmer than us, and yet we've got the thinner yarn. It doesn't make any sense. You think we'd be the ones wanting the thicker yarn, and they'd be the ones wanting the thinner, but no, it's the other way around. So it's quite unusual, really. But it is odd, don't you think? But yeah, I mean, I like a lot of things done. I have to say that I like the way they work up with the 4-weight Aran yarns. They do seem to, a lot of things do seem rather more substantial. But I can remember when I was younger, my go-to yarn was a 4-ply, which, you know, is sport weight yarn. That was what I would like to have, that's what I used most of the time. Back in the days when we had proper wool shops and you could go and just buy your, and balls of yarn were like 20-25 gram balls. And that was the norm, you know. 100-gram balls seem huge in comparison, but crazy, isn't it, really? I'm getting thirsty again. It's all that babbling. So there's my swatch of this one. I quite like this. It's got some lovely colours in it. I've changed the stitch, so I'm going to change it up again now. I'll do one more row of that and then I'll change it up again. But I like to do different stitches. It really does show how different things look. And the other one that I did round, so like hat shaped, and it shows how it works up round. But I'd like to do quite a few things with my skeins now. You're so old that our balls of wool were 1 ounce. What was, yeah, so what's it, that is about right, isn't it? Yeah, it must be, wasn't it, when you get like a 20-gram ball, 25 grams, and then we start to think 50-gram ball was quite a large one, but 100-gram was enormous, enormous. But in a way, I mean, I'm glad, because it means you don't have to keep joining, unless you find a knot, that is, obviously. But yeah, it's much nicer to not have to do that. So I've not been able to make it into many live streams this last week because I've just been so tired, and I've been, one night I was in bed by 9, can you believe it? 9 o'clock, that's just crazy for me. But I had an awful night's sleep though. I woke up every 2 hours. And in the end, I got up at about 4:20. I thought, you know, I'm done now. I'm going to make tea. So I did. I had a really mega early start, which just made me even more tired for the next night. So I've been very tired. I think it must be the change in the weather, because we've gone from crazy heat to sort of changeable now. We haven't had any rain in the southeast yet. Not a bit. But I think it's coming our way. Yeah, I'm quite liking this. People cottoned on that it isn't necessary to keep joining yarn if you have bigger skeins. We used to sell King Cole, and it was in 1 ounce skeins of a shilling. 5p a skein. Shillings. I remember shillings. When I was at school, we had shillings. And only just, I mean, I was a very little girl, and my dad used to give me pocket money or some money to get some chews and sweets on the way to school, and he used to give me like a penny or a halfpenny, and I could actually get a bag of sweets with that. But decimalisation certainly put paid to that. You know, things went up ridiculously as soon as we decimalised. And then the half p was no more, which I was glad about. because everything was 99.5p, and I always felt, you know, ripped off big time. 99.5p. Just call it a pound, for goodness sake. Now they just call it 99p. So yeah, what can you do with that 1p? Usually they just get chucked on the floor or put in some charity box or something on the countertop. There's nobody. Well, that's if you're dealing in money. Most people are plastic now. But I've kind of had so many bills this last couple of weeks, or maybe even couple of months, that I'm really feeling it at the moment. But mine are yearly bills, you know, the ones that I've been paying. So it'll come a time when I haven't got any more. Not until next year. I can't wait for that, because I've had so many and I can't stand no more. I don't think there are any more, actually. Might be all there is now. So I've changed up my stitch again. I'm doing some moss stitch, because I find whatever you're doing, moss stitch always looks good in it. Just does. You worked a third shift last night, so you have to go to bed for a while. Okay. Well, thanks for coming in, Jill. Goodness, third shift. I would say, what do you do? But you've probably gone. But sometimes someone, you know, asks me, do I miss working for the ambulance service? And I guess I do. I guess so. Hang on a minute. This don't seem right. No. There we go. In there. I guess I do. I miss the people, and I do miss the training that I used to do quite often. But the stress, oh no, I don't miss the stress. Oh, hotel front desk, how lovely. That's a nice job. See, something like that would suit me. Nice little, you know, reception or something like that. But whenever I would work, you know, my last job, I went for a job working part-time in a shop. It was a funeral shop, but I went for this job, and the woman there said, can I not persuade you to become an area manager? So, pardon? She went, obviously it's full-time, but I've read your CV, and I just feel that you'd be way more suited to this. We really do need somebody, and you would be really suited to it. And they talked me into it. So I ended up, once again, biting off way more than I wanted to chew. And that happens every single time. Whenever I have a job, you know, I would go for like, I just want to work behind the till. And then I end up running the office or something stupid, because I never can say no. Hi Lisa, welcome. Don't forget the thumbie. If anyone could like share it out, I would appreciate it. I don't know if anybody has already. It's one thing I kind of forget to do, is to share it out that I'm going on. I never think ahead, you know. I just never do. So, you know, just don't. So I really like this. I do. I must say, it's lovely yarn. Very pretty. And nice. It's nice and silky. I don't think it has a wool content, but I'm not feeling the wool. You know, sometimes it irritates your hands, but this feels nice, I have to say. Very nice yarn. I think this particular one is a swatch for now, but when I've done my video showing it, I'm going to undo this and it's going to become a hat for me, because I love this colour. And I don't really make many hats, because, you know, for some odd reason hats don't suit me. But when it is absolutely bitter cold, it's all about keeping warm under your hood, isn't it? Like, who cares if you've got a woolly hat on and it don't look that nice on you, just as long as you're cozy. Do you think we're going to have a really cold winter, as we had a bit of an abysmal summer? I don't know. Are we going to have a mild one, do you think, or a really cold one? It's hard to say, isn't it? We was above the Gulf Stream for most of the summer, which is why it was so awful, and it didn't have good weather. So yeah, this is pretty. I like it in the moss stitch. I'll give you a little show in a minute, although I will be doing a video. So yeah, got too many whips on the go again now. I annoy myself when I do that a little bit. I kind of get a bit whippy. So, natural shaping is do a bit of moss stitch and look how it pulls in. But I like that. I like this one much better. Isn't that cool? I really like that. So, I've got a feeling that I will be making something with this yarn in moss stitch, because it does look real nice. I'm going to have a break. That's what I'm going to do. Have a blast of the fan and have a little break. The housemate worked at a hotel desk. He said it was okay until he got a difficult customer with many demands or problems, or a bus load coming once without pre-booking. Oh yeah, that, you wouldn't think that they'd do that and worry that they wouldn't get in. They say the winter's going to be cold. In a way, I like cosy cold winters, you know. I do, I must admit. I like being a bit winter warmer meals, getting cosy, blankets. I'm into that. I do like that. Although last winter I was freezing, and for, I think it was Christmas or my birthday, can't remember now, but Gemma bought me a Snuggie, you know, those fleecy kind of oversized hoodies, and I wanted one, and the one I wanted, twice now I've stupidly let it go when it's been on a special offer and I didn't get it. The last time I didn't buy it was because I had this one that Gemma got me, and I thought, I don't need another one. But I suppose, you know, I do, and I should have got it when I had the chance, because the new one is very similar to it, and twice the price. It's about 30 quid now. Anyway, I missed my boat twice on that one. But she bought me one that was dark blue and had stars on it, and I really, really liked it, and I had it on all the time. I must admit, all the time. And Gary's, you're going to wear that all the time. And every now and then I just get hot and take it off, but it was beautiful just to snuggle up underneath that thing. I really, really like it. It was so nice. So yeah, maybe I'll make one out of some yarn, an oversized Snuggie. Wouldn't that be cool? Maybe I'll do that. But I'm not one for bundling up normally, but I really, really like that. So I'm going to give that one a break now, start a new one. I do like it. It's just very, very nice. I suppose I should do. I'll use that yarn that's pulled out. Once I've got to that where I need to pull out more yarn, I will stop and do another one, because I haven't done that many rows in this stitch. So we'll see. Bring that a bit nearer. Darkens hell when somebody says something. Well, I've got to make dinner as well, so what I decided to do was put some stuff in the slow cooker. And I had this really lovely Prestige slow cooker, and I got it out and the front panel fell off, so it doesn't work. And I can remember Gary saying something about that, but as luck would have it, my Ninja does that as well. So I thought, okay, I've not used it as a slow cooker yet, the Ninja, only as a, well, I've used it as a pressure cooker, and I've also used it to use it as an air fryer, but those are the only things that I've done in it. So I figured, okay, well, we'll see what it's like as a slow cooker today. And so that's on now. But normally you can hear or see the slow cooker at work. But every time I go out there, although the counter's counting down, I can't smell any food. I can't hear any signs of cooking. It's just, you know, I'm thinking, is it actually working, or am I just going to have raw chops? Maybe. I think it's going to be raw. Oh well. Pork lollies. It is then. Pork lollipops. So we finish this colour in a minute and I shall start on one of the others. That will be kind of 2 of my swatches done then for my next swatch video, and 2 to go. I've got a bit of I have got a bit of dry skin problem on my hands at the moment because my partner Gary was ill a little while ago. They went to Euro Disney and he managed to catch hand, foot and mouth, would you believe? Most of children get that, but no, Gary had to get it. And so he came home with that. And so, hang on, I've got to go in there, that's it. And yeah, so I was trying my best because at first it was just the most horrendous cough, awful cough. And I was trying my best not to catch it, so I was keeping away and sanitising everything he touched and sanitising all the time. And just like when we had all the lockdowns, it's really stripped my hands of any moisture. And I've got little sores where I've got such dry skin. So I'm going to have to try and do something about that. Heating is going to cost a fortune, no cheap Russian oil, and stocks are fairly depleted. Government is not going to help with bills. Electricity is mostly produced by burning oil. Is this where you are, you mean? Because you're no longer in the UK, are you? So we're only electric here, but a lot of people have oil delivered, you know, or Cala gas delivered. But we're just electricity. And my next door neighbour, he had a problem. They wouldn't deliver him any more oil because he had a crack in the tank. So the government, because of his age and his disability, they paid for him to have one of these newfangled thingies that everybody's going to have. Well, it's a bit like air conditioning, which is what we've got. So you get that same kind of setup. But they cost a lot of money to buy. But I think because he could get a grant for it, they got it for free. So that's cool. Or warm, should I say. I can't remember what they're called now, but everyone's being encouraged to go over to them and phase out gas. But we're not allowed to have gas here anyway, being so near the end of a cliff, which is an unstable cliff. You can't have gas. So it is, you know, you could get, the pipes could get ripped open and all that sort of thing. Which is probably what happened to his oil pipe and thing, which is why he had the split in it. You get a lot of ground movement and stuff like that. So, what other colours have I got to do? I have, this was my mauve one. I did it as a kind of a hat, so that's that one. But I also got this colourful one to do, and this one, which I really like. That one's one of my favourites, that and the blue, I have to say. So we'll put the blue one in. Oh, I'll put that down there because I'll put my ball in it, let it wind, you know, rather than roll around the floor. Hi, Lulu. Oh, got to go back. Good to see you too. Don't forget the thumbie. Oh, hello. That's cool. Didn't know I had that many. I can't see it on my phone so much. Oh, he's all right now. He's all right now. He did have hand, foot and mouth, but he's all right now. Oh, you don't need heat in there. Just Cala gas for cooking. Nice to see those right behind you on your left. Nice colours. These ones? That one there? Is that it? On my left. This is my left. So yeah, these are the ones that I'm doing. Those colours there are the ones I'm doing. But yeah. this one is pretty. I like this one, so I might do that one next. But what to do with it, I wonder, this time. Not get it tangled up with those would be a good one. So yeah, kind of, I've been putting off doing my work. Oh, stand up. Bag fell over. You know, these Christmas sacks. I should have uploaded them to my site. So, I should have done it by now. But I've been dragging my heels over it a little bit because I was hoping Chris would come up with a pop-up. And also I wanted the bigger ones to arrive and for me to kind of see how many it takes and not to have them overstuffed, because this one's quite stuffed out. So I wanted to make sure it looked nice and was easy to close and everything else. So yeah, I've been dragging my heels about putting them on my shop, but I will get that sorted out soon. But I need to, and I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes on it. Reduced quite a lot of prices and stuff like that. So been doing a lot of price comparisons and undercutting and things like that where I can. Got your thumbs up coming in. That scheme you flashed looked really nice. What, that one? It is pretty. Cute Santa sack. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I've said it a bit earlier, but you weren't here then. I'm going to do them. I've got that one and a larger one. I'm going to do them pre-filled, which you can either just have them sent to you, or you can do them as a Secret Santa or as a gift to someone else. Or you can just get the sack and get the yarn, have it sent to you and given to whoever you want. And you can also put accessories in or whatever. But I will do some pre-filled ones as well, and that way people can buy them as little presents for other people. And someone did ask me ages ago about Secret Santa, and I said, well, hold off on that because I've just ordered these sacks. Hey Karen, what got and went, thumbs up, got, then went back. Oh, okay. So now I'm going to do the colourful one. I might just, well, I don't know, I'll probably do a few different stitches. Let's see. I've got to count for a minute. Oops. I don't think I'm doing it long enough. Let's do it again. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they're all the same length then. That's cool. Oh, cool. That's cool. Thank you very much for the thummy. So this is this one. It's got lots of colours. It's got mustards and blues and oranges sort of colour and greens and blush. Yeah, unusual. This is, what's the colour called? Probably a number. It's called Moonstone. Yeah. It's all quartz, so they're all kind of stones. But where am I? I'll just start with I'll do the stitches the same as I did in the other one, I think. Then you can see them all. That's probably the best bet. This one should be slightly smaller because I'm not using that hook again, that big one. See how easy it is going through it. I'm not getting stuck in any way. I thought, you know, the day before, like yesterday, I wasn't having any of those problems while I was making with that mauve one. I couldn't understand how I was just catching it all the time. I was catching it because of that hook. I got mine to bin it. Useless. What is the point of making a hook that is not fit for purpose? Makes no sense. Everyone say hello. That's what I like to see. So yeah, I've got no chat this morning, so I figured instead of doing a chat video, I would just do a live chat. It's same thing, still chatting. but not the same sort of structure. And I had this message from Gary saying, "Want to come for breakfast?" So I just thought, oh, that's a different. I don't normally get that. So I thought I'd do my videos the other way around, and the one that would have popped up in the afternoon popped up this morning, and I thought, oh, I'll get on and do a chat, but instead figured, why not just do a live? I was going to do it over on Rocksteady, because Rocksteady really does still need the watch hours. It's creeping up, but it is creeping up slow because I don't do as many lives as I should, and that really does help with watch hours when you do the live streaming. So I was toying with the idea of doing it on Rocksteady, but as I didn't announce that I would be doing it, I figured I would just do it over here, and then people could come in. Hey, what else we got? Let's have a look. Hang on. What is the blue and purple sparkle yarn over my right shoulder? Over there. This one. Do I have that yarn in my shop? It's right beside your dream catcher. This one. Oh, I've got a feeling this is the I will be putting it in my shop. It's not there yet because I've been starting to take out all of the knit craft yarn, which is hobbycraft, out and put it in a different way, because I did have them as yarn bundles and some as singles, and I think I might just take them all out and put them all in a single ball. You can buy as many balls as you want or not. Might be easier to do it that way. And some of them will go in my Christmassy sacks and my what are they called, mystery boxes, because that if you wanted that kind of yarn, it goes in the, I thought I saw a spider then. It goes in the High Street, the UK High Street mystery box has some Poundland and some other yarns and Aldi yarns, and also some hobbycraft yarns. But I will put those in, but I will put them up as per ball, whereas I did have them as yarn bundles, so they're kind of in the process of being changed. And these Santa sacks are in the process of getting put on. Well, I'll have to do that soon. It's just getting 5 minutes to sit down and do all the stuff. I was doing quite a bit yesterday. I reduced a lot of my King Cole prices. As you know, I've been trying to kind of reduce the amount of King Cole yarn that I sell. I did have way too many lines when I first started. Bought so much King Cole that not that I'm going to stop selling it altogether, because I love King Cole yarn and it is really good, but I just want to keep it at the lines I want to keep. Likewise with the Stylecraft, the ones I want to keep, and with other brands, you know, rather than just do. I don't like it when I go in a shop, you know, because you know, if I go in an independent wool shop, like I did like last week when I did that in search of a yarn shop video, so many, they affiliate, you know, they'll affiliate to one. In our town we had one that was all King Cole, just King Cole yarns, and then in the other town on the mainland where I used to live, they had a shop was all James C. Brett, nothing else. See, now I don't like that. I like to have a bit of everything, you know. When I go in a yarn shop, I like not just to see King Cole, but why do just one? I know that if you can get some discounts, that was tickly. I hope it was a hare. I get paranoid. It's spider season, that's why. And I've found some real big ones outside, right by the door, wanting to come in. It's like, no, the door's closed to you. Yeah, been a few icky ones, really. So it was my left shoulder, but you're right. I think that's what you meant. I'm sure I got that was the right one, wasn't it? This one here. I need a drink. Let's have a little slurp. I drank my tea. Now it's on to this pink lemonade stuff. We need to get some more of this. It's really nice. very sharp. But because it is very sharp and citrusy, straight away it does really give you a lot of moisture. Really like that. Don't really buy the mystery boxes because I bought some before from Mary Maxim and I didn't like it. I bought Kramer yarn before and loved it. I guess you're picky. No, you're not. Before I did Hobby Rocks, my yarn shop Hobby Rocks, I bought mystery boxes. And I had a mystery box from, I want to call them Hobby because it's two B's. I mentioned this earlier. Hobby, it would be one B if it was Hobby. So I want to call them Hobby. I bought mystery box from them. It's all their yarn, yarn that they didn't sell, couldn't get rid of. It was rubbish colours, absolutely awful. So I used to go on Deramore's. They used to do mystery boxes. So I bought a few Deramore's mystery boxes. Again, 2 skeins of this, stuff that they can't sell, stuff they didn't want, awful colours they were stuck with and wanted to get rid of. So I must have bought about 3 of those over the time, and every time I bought it was the same story. I would get 1 ball, 2 balls, naff colours, stuff that I've still got, won't use, probably never will. Might have used the odd ball here and there for something, but yeah. And every single mystery box that I've ever bought has been exactly the same. You buy a mystery box from me, you don't get that. Because those people who have bought mystery boxes from me will know that I've put in things like King Cole Fjord. And it's a way of them thinking, and oh, I like that. I wouldn't have looked at that yarn before. And then they've gone on to buy it. Other yarns as well that I've put in that people have sort of, I wouldn't have considered this yarn for myself before, but having got it in your mystery box, I really like it. So I tend to use my mystery boxes as, don't get me wrong, they're not chock-a-block full of things. I'd be bankrupt if they were just full of stuff that was really expensive. But I like to put things in there because it's my way of promoting. You know, that's how I see it. It's a promotion tool as well, as getting some nice yarns that people are going to love, but at the same time, yarns that people wouldn't necessarily have bought for themselves or thought of getting. But it's a way of me saying, see how soft this is. This is yarn, you won't believe this yarn. And so it works. It's how, and I'm sure there is at least one person in this chat that can vouch for that. Because I know that when I put the Fjord in that person's box, they went and bought Fjord twice, I think. Have I missed anyone? Did I miss you, Terry? I'm not sure if I said hello. Yeah, but you're not picky at all. I just think that, you know, sometimes a mystery box is fine, but as long as it's not them just trying to offload the stuff that didn't sell and that they didn't like and they were stuck with, that's not, to me, a mystery box. That's just come and buy a way of shifting my rubbish, which, you know, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want their rubbish. So yeah, I've not bought a mystery box in a long while, but I do them, and a lot of people love them. But the Christmas bags are going to be a bit like that. You can either fill up your own mystery bag for someone, or you can do a pre-filled one. I've already taken a few yarns out of my shop ready for them, if you know what I mean, so that they're not, obviously I can't, if I don't take them out, then people will think they're there to buy and they won't be there to buy. So yeah, they'll be in those. But I will do all these bits and pieces. I will upload my mystery sacks and my other Santa sacks that you can fill yourself. I will do that, and I will kind of sort out, I've got it on my list of things to do, is to sort out the knitcraft yarns, like these sparkly ones. And there's the I've got another couple that I want to put up, like the winner takes the shawl, and there used to be another one that is a shawl one. So this is quite nice, but this is just doing a half treble, half double. Hello there, Newfie Grandma. Welcome. Don't forget the thummy. Well, you said Capjack says she bought a mystery box from Knitting Network, and it was practically all discontinued yarn in such small quantities you couldn't make anything with. And mine makes sense because it's like something and I can buy more of. Yeah, exactly. But Knitting Network, I bought some. I was rather excited to get hold of some emu yarn because when I was a child, the brands that were out and about were Peter Pan, which I stock, and Wendy, which I don't really have much of, but they were kind of everywhere. Sirdar, which are overpriced in some ways, some are, and Emu. And Emu was a cheaper brand, but it was nice. So when the guy who owns a knitting network, who lives near me, believe it or not, only round the corner, he used to own Deramars. Then he sold it, and then it went bankrupt, and then he started this one. So yeah, when I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh yeah, so I was all excited. He bought up Emu, and he was going to start. He had all these yarn packs of Emu, and it splits so bad. It's not the Emu I remember. It doesn't slip. You know, like yarns are silky and they glide up the hook. This doesn't. It's like, it's kind of like crocheting with cotton wool. You know what I mean? It's got that, it just doesn't glide and it's just splitty. And I was so disappointed with it. I used one ball of it when I needed a colour for a blanket I was making. I think it was a character blanket. I needed one ball of colour or something like that. So I used it. But other than that, they're all still dotted around here somewhere. Might be at the yarn event. I don't know. Don't like them. So, and I find that the other thing about Knitting Network is they buy up all these really small, cheap companies, and then they use that as exclusive yarn to them. But it's cheap yarn. You know, it's not like. I prefer. I know I like some cheap yarns. I like Poundland yarn, for instance. I still say that Poundland yarn is so good for the price. And Yarn Fair Tootsie is so good for the price. Some cheap yarns, though, however, are not, and they're really not. But I don't know. Something about that I don't like. It's just something about the company. I'm not really. I've had a few disappointments, and so I've not bothered since. But having said cheap yarn, Aldi have yarn right now. They had the baby chenille in. I saw it on Facebook this morning. I know they were getting ready because I went in there the other week and they were taking all the stuff out the dump bins. That's where they always have it, in the bins. And they were clearing them out. And I said, "Oh, you're getting room for your yarn, are you?" And he said, "Oh, I don't know. We never know when it's coming in." But I kind of knew it was going to be September. So they started putting it online, but you couldn't buy it. And now it's in the shop. But it's just more of the baby chenille. So I don't know if I'll get any. I will go and have a look though, because it would be rude not to. I could have gone today. I did think about it. When I saw Gary, I could have gone to Aldi. We were going to go to Aldi, funnily enough, and I steered him away from it. Silly me, mind you. I wouldn't have had any money on me, so that would have been even worse. Going there, no money. That would have just, whoa, I didn't have anything like that on me. Hang on a minute, I've got to go back a bit. Hi. I said hello, didn't I? Think Nathan Grandma, I think I did. Tammy says, "I really like your yarns because it is stuff I don't see in the US. Your birthday's coming up, so you'll be getting an order soon." Yay, I do. That's what I like to hear. And lots of people saying hello to each other. Yeah, it did sound horrible. It was horrible. Otherwise, you like Knitting Networks? I don't know. I'm not keen. You think that the computer generates random colour changes in variegated yarns, so when you try and match up two skeins, it never works. Their own 109% cotton emu is nice and soft. How can you have 109? It's got to be 100, surely. I think you must have had a bit of a wonky finger there. I don't know, I'm not keen on them. I'm really not. I'm gonna, bear with me a sec. I feel like a sneeze coming on. It's right on the end. It's because of all the yarn fibres, I think. No, it's gone. It has gone. Cool. Definitely fibres. A lot of allergies lately. Been on the allergy tablets. Cheers, guys. Gonna have a bit of a slurp. Oh, that's better. I haven't actually invested in an online yarn shop for a while of any other companies. I've been doing the in search of yarn shops, you know, bricks and mortar shops, and bought the odd little bit of yarn, like last time when I found Pat's Fabrics, was it called? So I just had a little yarn haul. But I like that. I prefer, if I can do that, I prefer to do it, because a couple of times now when I've found a shop like that and I'll see a yarn I've not seen before, and it makes me think, oh, maybe I'll get that next time I place an order and put it in my own shop. And that happened the first time I noticed it was when I went to Cornwall, last year, and I found about 3 yarns that I now sell. And even though I do sell from that supplier, I'd not seen those yarns. So it was so good to go and, you know, have a little, pick them up, see what they're like, how they feel, and, you know, the quality of them and the colours and everything else. And I prefer that rather than perusing just their site, if you know what I mean. Although you can, you know, quite often see what they're like, and when it comes to my yarn in my shop, you know they're nice, because I'm not gonna pick them if they're not. You know, I just like I said, if I go to that shop, I went to in Cornwall, and I think those 3 yarns, and it weren't all the same supplier, but I think I'm getting those, so I've put them in my shop. And when it comes to other brands, like, well, most of them now, I will say, I'm interested in stocking these. Can you send me samples first? And if I feel them and I don't like them, I'm not buying them. Even though other people might like them in a way, I just don't want to be stocking things that people might get and think they're disappointed with that. So, yeah, I'm not kind of done that. Oh no, I suppose I better do a little bit more of that stitch. I like this though. This is quite different. About the computer generated randomness, I don't know. One thing I do think they miss a trick on, a lot of these yarn companies. For instance, this yarn, I love all the colours that are in it, because you know I love blues for a start, but they're all really, really nice. Now, if they were to make this yarn but do all of those or some of those colours as a solid as well, I would love it, because then I could pick out maybe this denim-y colour and use this and then have that as a solid colour, or they could pick out that blue there and do that as a solid colour, and then I could match it, you know, with a solid, and it would be perfect colour match. I prefer that. If some companies would do that, I would really, really like it. But unfortunately, these fibres are going up my nose for a start. Unfortunately, they don't all do that. But you know the one who did? King Cole with the Cherish and Cherished. But they don't always match the colours. You know, they're called Cherished and Cherish, but they don't always complement. I just wish that there would be one yarn company that would do that. I'd love it. I would buy it, definitely. Hey, Grammy Dreskins, how are you? Don't forget the thumbie. You really liked the Aldi yarn cakes you showed one time a while back. I've still got them. If you find them, I will put them in my shop for you, because I still have them. I don't know where they are. They're actually out in the Isle of Van in a box somewhere. There's lots of yarn in boxes that needs to go on my shop, and I've never unpacked. One of these days, I will get that done. You know what it is? I need more time. I need like more than 24 hours in a day because I just don't seem to get enough time. You try to get the word out about my shop on Instagram and Facebook groups. Thank you. Don't have many followers, but I think word of mouth is definitely good. I think it is because, you know, we all like I said, if I was to say to you, um, you know, about a yarn, it's really, really nice, blah, 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 blah. Um, it's just, I don't know. I think as well, when you've got that person who says, I've ordered from there, this yarn is lovely and this was good or that service was good, then, you know, that's brilliant. It's worth more than any advertising, really, because all those people that are going to be reading my ad when I put it up won't know me, won't know whether it's a good place to buy yarn, or well, they might know the yarn if it's a well-known brand. I'm not blowing my nose, I'm just trying to get rid of the fibres that are irritating it. That might work. It's because it's kind of fibery. See it? Fuzziness. It's a bit of fuzziness. Hey, someone's woke Jan up. I know, I've heard you say it, Jan. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Have you been working on your black jacket? When I lose a bit more weight, I'll be making some jackets and some wearables. I'm just not making them this size. Twice as much yarn, twice as much expense, and I wouldn't wear them. But yeah, when I lose my weight, I will be making some stuff, for sure, absolutely. And I can't wait, to be honest with you. But you know, when you get older, it is really hard to lose weight, isn't it? Oh, I never noticed that before. Last time I lost weight big time was when I first met Gary. It was about 10 years ago. But in that meantime, I've been on diets and I've lost weight quite well. Every now and then I have a little bee in my bonnet and I get a bit of weight off, and I never see it through to the end, and I put it back on and then I lose it, and then I put it back on and then I lose it. But this time round, I am finding it harder, I must admit, to lose weight than I ever have before, and it is so annoying. It's really quite soul destroying, but I mean, I won't let it dishearten me. I am going to carry on, because eventually the stubbornness will kind of see through and I will lose it. But it isn't as plain sailing as it used to be, that's for sure. Even when, you know, I was losing weight before, and people say it's much harder to lose weight when you're older, isn't it? And I would think, no, I don't seem to find that. But this time around, I definitely am. And that was quite a long part with that mustard yellow. More than a little bit. Yeah, don't forget the thummies. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt, but both Gary and myself, when we get on the scales, we're sticking. It's not right. Very annoying. We've had loads of salad, and you know, historically, I am what you might call a salad dodger. And I've had more salad than anything else recently. Still, it's not budging. Still, it's not budging. I fully expect to get on the scales and for it all to drop off at once. If only it would. If only it would. I'd be really happy. Just to see it budge a little bit. You know, give me some incentive. That's what I need. Maybe I need to, you know, bring some more different foods into the diet, perhaps. I don't know. I haven't been on it that long. I suppose we shouldn't really moan. We have lost quite a bit. But, well, the trouble is, I don't know about you, but whenever I start anything like a diet, I want it gone tomorrow. It never really works, does it, that way? It's never really that quick to go. It's so quick to come back. You know, you only got to look at a chocolate bar and the weight's back. But it's not that easy to get rid of it once it's there. Shouldn't be that way. Right, I think it's time for a a stitch change. So I'll do a couple of them like this and a couple of them round, I think. And do you know what I might make? I might make a round blanket. I know I've got a tutorial for a round blanket. It's very popular, but I think I need to do one. I think it's pretty. I like it. So that's this one. This one here. It's a super chunky. I don't necessarily usually work with super chunkies, and you know, that'd be like a 6, a bulky 6. I don't usually even do chunky like bulky 5. Usually, like, to me, my thick yarn is usually a 4-weight Aran. So yeah, I don't usually do this, but I think I might make some stuff with some of these thick yarns that I've got, because they are so lovely. That Woolcraft one, when I did the swatches for that, honestly, every single colour that I did a swatch for, I just fell in love with it. The colours are vibrant and they're just beautiful, and the yarn is so soft and it works so well. You know, it glides over your hook, just glides. Really, really lovely. I am really getting hungry. I had a nice big breakfast, but this is quite a lot of, the colours are getting quite large chunks, if you know what I mean. Didn't seem that way at the beginning. I suppose it is truly random, this one. Some of them are not, are they? They follow a sequence, and these ones do seem more random. Which I guess if you're changing your ball and skein, it is a kind of a handier thing, because it doesn't matter if it's, you've got to figure out where you are on the ball and getting your next one at the right spot. Feels good. It feels nice. You used to lose a stone in 3 months without dieting, but eating rice more than ever when you came to Asia. But after the menopause, not. It's not the heat then, as I used to think. No, honestly, it just used to drop off me, especially on low carb. More so than any other diet. But I'm on low carb and it's sticking like fat. Sticking like glue. It really is. And I actually think I did better on Slimming World, which I really, you know, I don't want to do. And I don't want to do another Slimming World diet. And the reason for that is, A, you have to pay Slimming World, so you've lost money there. And B, the amount of shopping that you have to buy is unreal and unrealistic. I keep splitting this yarn because I'm going too quick, I think. It's quite weighty, so where I haven't got a lap, it's right down there on this chair. The weight of it's pulling down, if you like. So yeah, I don't really want to go on one of those kind of diets. I find them way too expensive. And yeah, you're getting all this healthy food and blah-de-blah. But, you know, it's a fortune, especially at the moment with the cost of living the way it is. Gary and I eat healthy anyway. And he's got a thing in his bonnet at the moment for pork bellies. And whenever I've done a diet, I always say I won't eat them. I'll eat them once in a while because they're a bit fatty. But we had pork bellies and they were quite lean. So that's it now. He keeps saying, can we have pork bellies? And I'm like, no, can we not have them? And not, you know, for a couple of weeks and then have them again. But I don't want to have them too often, even though on this diet you can. Because I want to look after my arteries, you know. I don't really want multitudes of fat in my diet. Maybe that's, some people used to say that that's where I went wrong, because I used to belong to My Fitness Pal and go in chat rooms and stuff like that, and people would say, oh, you need to eat fat, you need to eat more fat, this is what, you're not doing it right, you need to eat more fat. and they would say, eat these fat bombs. And it sounded awful, but they were just really kind of sweets, really. Like, so I make them, and I'll put on weight. I'm eating too much fat. So it worked for them, but it didn't work for me. So yeah, you got to stick with what works for you and what you know. But nothing seems to be working for me right now, which is a bit out of order. But hopefully it will. You know, we'll get back on the losing path. Whoopsie. I'm trying to go a bit too quick, I think. Oh, I don't know. Swatches is all right. Oh, I've got a purple bit. But, you know, it's kind of boring in a way, making a swatch. I didn't notice I had purple. And yet I've used it before. But, you know, it's nice. It's nice to show. Getting fibres in my eyes. It's nice to show the different different yarns and the way they work up. But I've got lots of whips to carry on with. Maybe I'll do a few more working on whip videos, you know, live streams. I was going to do an evening one. See, when I first started YouTube, I used to do a lot of evening lives. But it became really difficult to fit them in between other people. Suddenly, the world and his wife and his Auntie Mabel was doing live videos. So, and everybody was like, oh, that's my slot now. I go on at this time, every whatever. And suddenly you're encroaching on their slot. When you so hang on a minute, I just want to go live whenever I want to go live. So I kind of, in the end, I don't know, stopped doing it. That and the fact that Gary changed his shift times, and he was at home in the evening, so I kind of stopped doing evening lives. But it would be, I think it'd be fun to do one day, and you know, see who can come in. So different people can come in at different times. So I like to do the odd early one and then the odd late one. I'm going to do some moss stitch in this one now. See how it works up. Because it is different, this one. It's quite pretty. You don't understand any diet plan that you have to keep paying. But I thought you would have already memorised. I can memorise it. But the beauty of it, oh hang on, if I touch my face, it'll be the itchy nose. The beauty of it, paying for it, is you get their online resource. So you can go in a shop and you can look at the barcode and it will tell you exactly how many sins it would be, or if it's sin free, or all that. And you lose that if you don't pay for it. You don't get that. So then it becomes harder to you know, you might pick up a pack of sausages and you can just do the barcode and it will tell you. It just, you know, no working out, which is why I like that. But I don't like having to buy 20 million items per week in my shopping, and all that yogurt and all that oats and everything else that I used to buy. I've got lots of stuff, to be honest with you, so I probably could do it. But you paid for the Zoe app for 3 months and that's enough to know everything there is to know on what I should eat. That is true, but like I say, I do like to have that barcode thing. Was worth it. And you know, you can eat a real kind of variety of foods on it. Maybe, we'll see. Might make things like Christmas easier. You never know. If I don't find that this kicks in soon and we start doing really well, I will kind of get too bored with it and go back to doing something else. Makes I suppose foods are a lot more varied, and it's easier for Gary to take pasta to work and rice to work. He's finding it at the moment, it's like salad. But he seems like he's really losing weight to me. When I look at him, I really do notice it, especially in his face. but we're not getting that on the scales. It's not ringing, you know, true on the scales, and I don't understand it. All I can put it down to, right, is that our scales are broke. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe our scales are broke because it's just not translating into actual real weight. But we'll see. So what are we doing? There we go. No, that didn't work out, did it? Oh yeah, that's my fault. I'm forgetting how to do my moss stitch. Oh, I don't know. I think this one is going to look really nice in the moss stitch because of the colours and the way they all interact with each other. I think that this will lend itself really, really nicely to moss stitch. Don't you find that everything looks good in moss stitch? It doesn't matter what yarn it is. It always looks good in moss stitch. And yet, I never make anything out of it. I did start making something. I found it the other day, but I haven't carried on with it. Whoops. Hang on. I've got a chat come in. Let's have a look. Your friend got a free app that does that. Is it My Fitness Pal? He joined the NHS Fat group. I'm sure it's not called that, is it? You know, just saying. Wouldn't be kind of endearing people. Yeah, it's so nice, isn't it? Everything looks really cool in moss stitch. I think it's because, especially if it's a really fast colour change, then every stitch becomes kind of like interesting, if you know what I mean. Very pretty. I've got some cauliflower cheese in the fridge. It's calling my name. It's like saying you should have eaten me before you got on this live. Talking about food doesn't help. I'll show you this in a second. It really is starting to look nice. It's dry lips. Oh, Jan. Your weight can vary throughout the day. Can weigh 4 pounds lighter when you wake up. People keep saying I've lost weight and my clothes fit better, but the scales don't show any difference. I have that problem myself. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, it's so nice. Thank you, Lulu. So this is really starting to look nice. This yarn, I will show it to you in a second. Just get to the end of the row. I think it makes them look like little gems. If you know what I mean. I don't mean lettuces. That's a wrong little gem. Little gems of colour. See? Moss stitch. It sorts it right out. I like it. I'll do a bit more and then we'll get see what it looks like. Laces. I make myself laugh sometimes, you silly old moo. You used your Fitness Pal. Yeah, My Fitness Pal is great. I used to really like that. £45. Wow. Yeah, keeping it to 1200 a day. I think that's what Mike used to get Gemma to do. It used to have a barcode scanner, but now it's behind the paywall. I don't know. The rumour is Fluffy turns into muscle, weighs more. I think you mean fat. Fat does weigh more than muscle, but I haven't got any of that. Well, I've got a few muscles, but you know, I can't blame it. Oh, thank you very much. Hi, Pat. Wee-hee! Don't forget the thummy. Yeah, I'm kind of, I'm really digging this one in the moss, I have to say. No wonder everybody loves a moss stitch. It's just so pretty. Just pretty. I've only got one more colour to do after this one, and then I can do the swatch video for that. I've got a couple of open with me's. I try to get them to pop up on a Monday, like a Monday kind of open with me, or a book club Monday, if I can. That's my first little foray into scheduling of any kind. Making it a Monday and having a giveaway on a hump day. It's kind of getting scheduley, you know. Check me out, actually getting a schedule of some sort. It's only a small one, nothing to get excited about. Okie doke. I like the way it pulls in. It's like a natural shaping, isn't it? You can shape without taking any stitches out, just by using a bit of moss stitch. It kind of pulls it right in. It's worth knowing if you want something smaller. Sylvia, hi, welcome. Oh, no, thanks for coming in, Lulu. Your barcode scanner's still free. What, on your Fitness Pal? I've got an old account for my Fitness Pal, because I used to use it all the time on low carb, because, you know, I did Weight Watchers a long while ago, not Slimming World, and I knew I'd miss that. They called it their e-source, and I knew I'd miss it because they had all that, you know, where you could put your food in and it would calculate it all for you and everything, and you could make a recipe and it would calculate it for you, and I knew I'd miss that thing. So when I went to my Fitness Pal, I was really happy that they had the same thing, and you could configure it. Excuse me, I've got to get rid of the fibres from my nose. You could configure it to do you carbs instead of fat, you know, like normal calories. You could get it to kind of do your macros. You could set it to 5% of carb and 15% of protein and whatever it was. I can't remember now the ratios, but you could set it to that so that you would calculate how many grams of carb, so that you knew if you'd gone to your 20, or if you were then doing 25, it would calculate it all up for you, and it took the guesswork out, or the sitting down working it out workout, and I really, really liked that. And plus the fact that you could meet people, share recipes, and that as well really helped me at the time, because I didn't have a big circle of friends. Like if you're going to, when I went to Weight Watchers, I went to the meetings and you talk to people and you swap ideas and recipes, and so I knew I'd have none when it came to low carb. So it was really good to have that. I really enjoyed it, and I made some good friends there as well, and still friends with some of them on Facebook. But yeah, I don't know. I have to dig it out, my sign in, and see if it still works, because I do miss that. There you go. There's my moss stitch. It really does look nice, I think, moss stitch, and in any of them. So I'm going to call that a day with that one. I've only got one more to do then, so I could carry on, but it's just swatching for you know, give an idea. I'm going to end up with fibres on my nose again now. One more colour left, and it's that one. It's not a colour, is it? Isn't that beautiful? I do love a little bit of monochrome. That is lovely. Very, very nice. So should we do this one round? I think we'll do this one round. Put that over my shoulder for a minute. Definitely round this one. Hi Trina, welcome. Trying to find the name for the app your friend uses on Messenger, but it's too far back in the chat, so you couldn't find it. Well, if you do find it, let me know. It also makes you accountable. Embarrassing to show up with again. Yeah, I weren't really like into the meeting thing, getting weighed in public. It's never been really something that I enjoyed, you know. But you kind of just do it because, you know, everybody else is there in the same position, aren't they? But it's not been, it wasn't my favourite thing. I just need to count for a minute. Oops. 4. Hate silence. 5. Pull it tighter. I've got black now, Jan. This is lovely though. Very nice. Right, so pull my little ring tight. Just got to find, hang on, did I count the chain? I don't think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, I didn't. I didn't count the chain. I don't like to count the chain these days. It sort of fills the hole up better, if you know what I mean. Oh, straight away I love this. Very nice. Just lovely the way these colours change with the smoky grey. Hang on, messed that one up. I'll show you this in a sec, but it is dreamy colours. Really, really pretty. I think this is my favourite one. This and the blue. It's just so nice. It kind of, the colour changes are so, some of them are drastic, like with that multicolour one, you get like a drastic swap of colour. Whereas this one, you'll see what I mean, it just morphs into another colour, and because it's got that smoky grey, it's just really pretty. Oops, it helps if you don't drop the whole stitch. It's me thinking, I wonder what the chat's saying. That's what it is. Don't like slimming clubs. Let's say out loud. Oh, Janet has put on £2 this week. What have you been doing? Treat you like a naughty child and it puts you off. You can set your macros, yeah. That's what I did. So mine was in carbs rather than, have I done one in there? Yeah, so I, could set it. And I liked that, and the fact that it was a really good source to use, and it was free. But like everything, have they started charging then? Because you said it's behind a paywall. So is it some of it's free and some of it's not now? I don't know. Haven't used it for many years. Okay, so let me get that into a ring. Look at that. I like it. Probably is showing up brighter than it really is because of the ring light. Because that isn't really light. It's just so nice. It kind of just goes like a smoky grey. Really pretty. Don't need to pull out yarn. So yeah, we'll have to do that. Probably easy to find because back then I always used the same password. And there's always, I've lost my password things, isn't there? I keep getting, it's because it's hard to see. My bad though. It's not the yarn, it's me. This is lovely. Oh, and it's itching up my nose again. Because it is fibery rather than, and you get some yarns that have got a little fuzzy texture. I know, I can feel it irritating me. I can smell dinner now. I said I was hungry, that's probably why. I can now smell pork. So, all is well. The slow cooker part of the ninja is working. We shall have dinner. Definitely can smell it now, yay. I couldn't believe that. I remember Gary saying something about the slow cooker. He said, it's a shame, I really loved that one. It was a prestige, so it was a nice one. And I said, at the time, why, what happened to it? He said, I don't know. So I didn't think it was broken beyond repair. His brother's an electrician. I wonder if we can get him to have a little look to see if he can put the knob back on again. That's all it really needs, but if it's broken, it can just go. At least we've got the Ninja. We'll do the same job. Got a fallback plan. I don't know if they're a lot on the electric when you do a thing like that, you know, like a slow cooker. I don't know if they're, because they're obviously not hot, are they? They're more of a lower temperature thing. So yeah, Gary wants another salad. Luckily I got tomatoes yesterday. Am I getting this tangled? I've got quite a few different balls in there now. Ooh, got behind in the chat. You went to slimming group once. Someone kept putting on weight despite doing more exercise and starving herself. Poor thing was crying. She had to slim down but put on muscle. No one said it. Well, the thing is, I always did really well on slimming, not Slimming World, but Weight Watchers. And I liked that diet. And then they say, oh, we're changing it. We're going to do this now. And I think, well, if it wasn't broke, why you need to fix it? Because it didn't suit me when they changed it. And I think at that time, whatever diet you do, your body gets used to it and gets stale and don't want to do it anymore. So I got to the stage where I'd lost quite a chunk of weight. I was doing really well, but it was time to move on. So I left there and went on to low carbing. So I like this. This could be a really nice hat. When I hold it there, this looks really bright. It doesn't in reality. It's more like this. It's just the light from my ring light does make it look brighter than it really is. It's more like this, more subdued. That's quite sweet. I like that. So yeah, I think, you know, I did lose quite well on it, but like I said, they changed stuff too much. And the same is true of Slimming World, you know. I can remember a little while ago, Slimming World was all red days, green days. Nothing like that anymore. Nothing like that at all. It's all sins and points and everything else. And although I can get my head around that really easily, and I did enjoy it, I didn't enjoy the extra shopping bill, because that, you know, I never buy that much food in a million years. And it's certainly not cheap. And then they put their prices up. And I can remember when I did it the first time, I used to pay way less and get a free magazine each month. Not anymore. I put the prices up, and then if you want the one with the magazine, it was even more. And it's like, no thanks, I'll do without your magazine. But there, you should be able to, if you wanted to, do it really basically. Once you've got it under your belt, you don't need the e-source, and you can, you know, do it without. You don't have to go to meetings. I only ever did it online anyway. Never went to a meeting. Not for Slimming World. I only did it for... I used to... My old house, where I, you know, when I first started doing YouTube, and I used to do it up in my room. We had a pub, which was just really across the way from us, but it was one of those gastro pubs. So and it was a Green King pub. I'm not sure. It was they used to put functions on in there. So Weight Watchers used to be in there on a Thursday. And so I figured, oh, I just have to walk across the road and go to Weight Watchers. So that's what I did. But that was the only time I ever went to the actual class, because I didn't even have to drive there. It was just walk across and there it was. But like I said, as soon as it started to get stagnant, I was off doing low carb, and then it was even better. And in the end, I did low carb and 5-2 at the same time. That was brilliant. I lost loads on that. But it seems for some reason, body says no, doesn't want to know anymore. I'm hoping it will change its mind. There we go. I like it. Pretty. I do like black and grey, you know, and kind of off-white sort of thing. They are nice. I'll do one more round and then I will go sort out my dinner. I don't even know what the time is. Can my phone tell me? Oh, it's gone 3:30. So pay MyFitnessPal, just the barcode scanner and automatic net carbs calculation is payable. I've never seen the automatic net carbs calculation. Went to swimming group once. Oh no, you told me that one. I've read that bit. Oh, I didn't know. I don't know what that is anyway. It was just, I only ever used it. It was very basic when I used it because it was new, I guess. Things evolve, don't they? But like, you know, all these apps and things like that, they're not going to be free for long, are they? Oh, everyone has paid content. It's dog eat dog world out there. Well, wonder how many carbs in a dog. No, I'm just saying I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. They say we have, don't they? We all probably don't know what we've eaten in restaurants. Oh my, I had to say it. This is lovely. I've never really been into big chunky yarn and big stitches. I've never done it. And here I am. Here I am doing it. And in liking it. It's weird how we change, isn't it? Our preferences and things that we like and things that we don't. But this is nice. So Gary wants salad. I'm really keen on it. I should probably have mine with vegetables, I think. I've got a little bit of gravy left from yesterday and cauliflower cheese, so that's what I shall have. I'm not loving the salad today, although I might change my mind. We'll see. So, what are you all having for your dinner today? Bet it's something yummy. Oops, I've dropped my hook, my stitch. Are you all making something wonderful with crochet at the moment, or knitting? Hi Carla, on your way to work? Hope you have a good day. I think I'm breathing in fibres. So what stitch am I on? An increase. It's the interesting free gift in my magazine today. I did two. They won't come up yet, but yeah, two magazines I filmed today, and the crochet one's got a really interesting free gift, so that'll be worth watching. Okay, so I've reached the end of this round, and that's it. I'm done, I think. I could carry on a little way. Look at that, isn't that nice? There's a hat. It's quite cute. It domes enough. I like it when it domes, because there's nothing worse than a flat top, you know, unless you intend to have a flat top, of course. But I like a dome top, so I kind of try and work it out with my stitch count so that it gets that dome shape without without being flat. Because, you know, most of us don't have a flat head. Okay, so I'm going to call that a day regarding the crochet. Done enough for one day. So yeah, I've done 4. I'll put that one back in, and all of those now ready to make a video for it. I'm all crocheted out today. Okay, Teresa, good morning. Whoopsie. Those long stitches of broomstick lace look nice as a feature in the right place. Yeah, in the top. You can only text at traffic lights. Oh, I see. You're working on squares for a cardigan. Well, I think, you know, I might have to make something. I've got to be in my bonnet to make a few things. So, and while it won't really matter, now I say I don't want to make any wearables until I'm the right size to make wearables for. But as it stands, I might change my mind on one thing. Because I've got this little thing that I want to do, and I've got enough, I think I've got enough yarn for it, so I just might do it. I've breathed in fibres, I've breathed them up my nose, I've got itchy nose and a tickly throat. I've been, I'm allergic to yarn sometimes. It's fibery, it does me no good at all. Wash them down. This is really nice. I'm not going to advertise it, but it's a pink lemonade. It's well sharp. It's kind of one of those things that the first sip of it, you just go, oh, but then it's like, oh, that's quite nice. It's kind of refreshing. Your data might run out soon. Oh no. Working on the squares. Oh, you said that. Oh, I read that one. Well, I hope your new data comes in very soon. That's a pain when that happens. I don't have that problem. I've got quite a lot of data. I have a package for unlimited, kind of, no, not unlimited data, but I couldn't run it out. No, doesn't matter. I think when we had the power cut, I got very close to it. You know, we had the power cut for days. I might have got close to it if I had a signal. So it's like, you know, what's the good of having all that data? You can't even get a good signal to upload anything anyway. So yeah, one of them, and then I got a Smarty Mobile SIM, and you can get 40 gig of data for £10 at the moment with Smarty Mobile. And Smarty Mobile use O2, so it's well worth doing. Little tip for you. Hi Jenny. Went to bed for an hour and found you couldn't sleep, so here you are, up and unexpectedly able to watch me live. Wee-hee! Big hugs to me and Gary from Tasmania. My little Tasmanian devil. Ah, bless you. Thank you very much. Been trying your hand at No So Amigurumi. It's been quite fun. So what, like just working it in the round? So when it comes to like attaching a head then, do you just like work it in with crochet? I'm touching my face and I know I've got fibres. Hang on a minute, I've got to get rid of them. It really does irritate. That's the only thing about that yarn. It's fine if you're not me. It's just me. That is a lot of data. It's a great price. I know that they sent me, because I think I've got like more than that. You know, I don't have more data, but I think I pay more. But they sent me an advert that said, would you like 40 gig of data for £10 or something like that? So I'm thinking, oh, I wonder if that means I can switch it. So that, because I think I've already got 40 gig of data on it. I'm not sure. I can't check because I'm filming on it. But I never run out. I never run out of my data. I never, usually used to use Wi-Fi, but if it goes down or I'm out and about, sometimes I can, like whenever I go shopping and maybe hobbycraft shopping, and by the time I get home I've uploaded it, I can do that with my data. And sometimes it's really annoying, right? I'll be outside driving around in the car and I look and I think, that really uploaded quick. And I think, why can't it be that fast at home? Oh yeah, because I live on the edge of a cliff in the middle of nowhere and my internet's rubbish. That's why. That's why. It is done in the round with chunky blanket or velvety type yarns. It makes very squishy gifts for the kiddos. I made one amigurumi once out of chenille, and I used a lot of the Aldi, you know, the Aldi chenille yarn. I made an owl, and and I made it for Harley when he was I think he was still in the womb at the time when I made it, and I put you know when you get like this kind of cellophane, what I did is I put that in the middle of the packaging, so it, when you did this, you crunched and crackled. Obviously this wouldn't come out. It was had packaging around it, you know, like the wadding, but he scrunched when you squeezed him, and it was all sensory, bright colours and crunchiness. Yeah. And I think I also put, you know, you get these kind of things, I think I put something like that in there as well, so he rattled and scrunched. Yeah, yeah, sensory toy. But I don't really make amigurumi. I don't do it on my channel. I should have done, shouldn't I? I should have made that. Do I use my phone or a computer? I use my phone. I used to use a laptop that I would have at the side of me, and I would use my phone, but I'd only use a phone that had a really good high quality kind of camera, you know, so like it was one of my iPhones, and I've always done that. I've had my iPhone as my thingy, and then the reason for that was I have Macs. I have a MacBook and a desktop Mac, and when I first started I had, obviously they're older, those ones, but life for a Mac user is often not as easy as life for a normal Windows person. So I had to try and download something that would enable me to go live. There was no StreamYard then. We had to get these things that we downloaded so that we could facilitate going live on YouTube. So I downloaded this thing and it interfaced, and then you had to cut and paste your key, which was this big web key thing. So YouTube provided it, and you put it in this emulator thing, and it enabled you to do live streaming. So it was a pain in the butt, and when you got 1,000 subscribers, you could go live on your phone. So I had less than 1,000 subscribers at the time. So here I am with my laptop on the bed, and I didn't want my laptop, so I had a big fat double chin at the time, so I figured that everyone was going to see it with this close-up camera. But I thought, oh, you know, it's hell of it, I'm going to have to do it. So I'm sitting there on the bed, getting it all set up, and I've got this big error message that come across the screen, and nothing I did got rid of it. And I was there cussing, and I was swearing, and I was banging keys, and, you know, angry like you would be. And then all of a sudden Gemma brought me a cup of tea in, and she said, you do realise, like, for the last 20 minutes or 40 minutes, I think she said, you've been live on YouTube swearing your head off. So I was like, no. So she said, yeah. I thought, you could have told me, you know, but they didn't. So I just shut it down and deleted it. But all I could see was an error message, but I didn't realise that people could actually see me and hear me. And then afterwards, when I got on, before I deleted it, there was all these people going, hello, hello, I can see you. But I was like, oh dear, you know, and I'm like really crabby and swearing like you do. And so I deleted that one, and I figured I'm not doing that again. So I just waited until I had the 1,000, and then I went on my phone, and I never looked back. I've never tried going on a computer ever again. I had a bad experience. I don't want to repeat that malarkey, for goodness sake. That was awful. You can't use it, wrong country. You have contract on 3 for internet banking, but the SIM card got corrupted when you tried to put your new phone in. No, it can't. I don't like 3 much. 3 and me had a big row once. The phone is so old it could not make banking. Oh, I see. Hi Mary, welcome. Don't forget the thumbie. Yeah, I had a bit of a day with 3. A long time ago, I had a 3 phone, and they changed. They used to piggyback off of Orange, and when they piggybacked off of Orange network, I had a good signal where I lived, and then they got rid of that and they went to O2, and I couldn't get an O2 signal for love nor money. So all of a sudden, where I did have a good signal, suddenly I didn't anymore. So when it came up for renewal, I decided to get rid of him. And I was with my then boyfriend for the day, and we were out and went into a shop, and I went and got a new phone. And I wanted to go over them. So I phoned up 3, and I spoke to this guy. His name was Indrayan from India. Indrayan. I'll never forget this guy. And I said, right, I need to leave, please. I'd like a pack code. And he pretended he had no idea what that was. And so I said, look, I want to cancel my contract. Hang on, I've got fibres still from all that crochet. And he said, well, you say that. Is there anything we can do to make you stay? And I went, no, I don't get a good signal. So after about 15-20 minutes of speaking to this Indrayan, I was getting more and more angry. Can I just want to leave. I want to cancel my contract. I want to cancel my contract and leave. My battery life was going like this, you know. And I walked into the 3 shop and I said, look, I'm really sorry. I want to cancel my contract, and I know I have to do it online. And I've been on the phone to this bloke for the last half an hour and he won't let me leave. I have to cancel my contract. I don't have a signal at home anymore. It's changed. You've now gone on to a different network and I don't have a signal. So she got on the phone and she said, hello, I'm so-and-so from the 3 shop and in Epsom. And she said, this lady needs to cancel her contract and you won't let her, and you've got to let her. It's against the law. You've got to let her. And I'm going to pass her back to you, and you're going to end her contract. And if I hear that you'd say anything other than that, if you try to make her stay, or if you say anything else to harass her, I will take back the call. So I said, okay, can I just cancel my contract, please? And then he said, but is there anything we can do? And I went, I'll just give it back to her. And she went, I want your name, I'm going to report you. And it went on for hours. And the reason I went into the shop was because I had no battery left. I was about to get cut off, you know. So she plugged me in so that we could continue this conversation. And she had a terrible time trying to get him to cancel the contract. I was at my wit's end. The steam was coming out my ears. I'd wasted my whole afternoon on it. And in the end, we got her to cancel it and get the pack code. And I vowed from that moment on I would never ever go back to them again, because I could not go through that again. Seriously, it was over an hour in the end just to say I want to cancel my contract and get a pack code to take my number, because I always take my number. It's a very easy to remember number, and I never want to leave the number anywhere. So I wasn't going to leave without my number. And oh, what a nightmare, absolute nightmare it was to try and get rid of her. And she reported this guy, but it was like the hard sell, you know, to try and keep you there and make you change your mind and stay. It was absolutely ridiculous. I had a full signal, a full battery, and then in the end I was just about to be cut off. And I thought, I can't go through this again. So I just walked into the shop and said, help, because I can't do this. You know, he won't let me go. It was absolutely a nightmare. So I said I'd never go back. They might be better now, but, you know, I just never, ever want to do that again. Never noticed my rings before. Thank you. Which ones? This is my Gary's rings. My one's from Gary. And this one, these are, they don't go together really, but they just blue and a little blue wishbone that I put together. Yeah, I don't always wear them. I mean, I used to wear these all the time, obviously, because it's like a engagement ring and a eternity ring. I used to wear them all the time, but I only really put them on because I went out. You know, I went out for breakfast. So this is my little elephant Shambhala bracelet. Got it in Vegas. I've got a pink one, a blue one, and a mauve one, and I love these. I absolutely love them. I thought about it today. Every summer I wear these because they're just my favourites, and it's like a turquoise blue. Just hope it never breaks, because you know it's a long way to go for another one. You know what I mean? You had the same experience with O2? Never had that problem with O2. You ended up with a horrendous bill from them after your contract was cancelled by them, and you've had the same number for 20 years. Honestly, some phone providers, but it was 3 because all of their call centre was over in Mumbai or somewhere, and you know, I just kind of vowed I'd never go back again. And usually where the call centre is a big thing for me. It's like I never want to go for anything like that again, and that's the reason. You know, it's like when I had all that problem with EDF, and if you got to ring them, that was the same thing, and it was like the call centre should be in this country. I'm sorry, but it should. And I'm not a racist, but if I've got to talk about things that cost me money, and I've got to talk about that, and I want it done right, then as far as I'm concerned, that call centre should be here, so that I will talk to someone from my own country. Do you know what I mean? I don't care if they're not a native to this country, if I'm talking to them, but I think call centres, if you've got customer service, that customer service centre needs to be in the country where you're dealing with, you know. And if it's a small business like mine, obviously not, but when you're talking about a big company that's got masses of customers and all over the world, then the call centre needs to be in the country you're dealing with, or at least, you know, somewhere where English is the first language and they're going to know what you're talking about. Like, you know, if it was in the US or in Canada or Australia, New Zealand, then at least you've got a fighting chance of getting somewhere. But I've had awful experiences dealing with those kind of call centres, and I just really feel they should be in the country you're dealing with. Your daughter loves elephants. A lot of people do, don't they? But these are really cute. I love these. I can't really get my arm down to show you. There we go. They are sweet, and I like them all, but I only ever seem to wear the blue one because I'm a blue fanatic, I guess. But I'm going to get off now because I've got to go and turn that food over, because I've just realised I haven't turned it over at all, and I need to. And I've not used this slow cooker before. I've only ever used it as a ninja of air fryer and stuff, so I don't know what it might be like. Not had any experience of it, so and I do worry about opening the lid. I know I shouldn't, because it's not as a pressure cooker, so I do kind of worry about opening the lid. You had the same trouble with Eon, trying to get someone to understand. We're with Ovo now, and I had a terrible time with Ovo at first, but mostly their call centre's up north. But occasionally, if they've got very high call volumes, it diverts. So if you're ever with Ovo and you get a foreign call centre and you're not getting anywhere, hang up and ring back. And the chances are you'll get, I think it's Leicester or somewhere up north. And yeah, the trouble is, they've got a bad reputation with things like sending out engineers. The engineers they work as like subcontractors, and sometimes where they're supposed to come and see us because our smart meter wasn't communicating, and then all of a sudden they sent us a message saying it is communicating, we're not coming, it's cancelled. And then the next thing we got a message saying that our smart meter wasn't communicating. So we phoned them up and said, look, they were meant to come, and then they didn't come, and then they got rebooked, and thankfully they did come. But yeah, the customer service is certainly not what it was, that's for sure. Okay, well, thank you for coming, thanks for joining me, and if I could be cheeky, and don't forget, Box Steady really does need some watch hours, I'd appreciate it. Love you all, bye for now.